triple jump at one point. I had, I guess, unofficially qualified for the 2008 Olympics for Beijing. At that time, my jump was top 3 in the world. I was jumping in the 53 to 55.5 foot range. Unfortunately, I had suffered an injury 36 hours prior to my officializing the jump, and then that injury had many complications after it, one of which led to an amputation scare. I unfortunately came out of that year with 4 clinical stress fractures in both legs, collapsed arches, misaligned hips, back spasms, rib movement, pulled hamstrings, pulled quad, and a shoulder rotator cuff injury. So in that process, I began to really search for ways in which I could get back into competitions. I had found out about Rolfing while training for the 2012 trials, and I could actually learn more from a master rolfer instead of just figuring out, the things myself on the fly. And so from that process, I ended up finding Rich, and he was wonderful in assisting my toolbox and being able to help myself and also with other athletes that I work with and train. The 10 series was awesome. I really enjoy learning about the body and finding different ways that may not necessarily be mainstream, but that people hold in relation to how the body works or should work, or how we address the body or how we're not addressing the body. I had quite the number of injuries and circumstances within my own body, and so when I started the 10 series, the first one was really allowing me to breathe better. So it's definitely, breath is life, and it's something that I work with and teach my athletes. But, to have someone be able to work on me and get me to be able to understand how my restrictions were limiting my function, I felt that was very helpful. And then I was able to, again, use that information with the athletes that I was working with. After some work on the shoulder, I began to be able to utilize it in the explosive manner in which I've always wanted, but had been limited due to misuse. And so to get that back really not only changed my confidence, but my ability as an athlete. The triple jump is a very intensive event. Some say it's the most harsh to your body in track and field. They liken it to jumping off of a 6-foot wall and landing with your legs locked. With Rolfing, what I was able to do was really get into what's happening within my body. The Rolfing with my triple jumping and with my sport, and really even my mentality, was here's another way to look at my body. Rolfing was a great way for me to tune up things that I had issues with in the past, and then really understand the process in which to help remedy them. And I feel that helped me as an athlete, it helped me as a trainer, helped me as a coach, and just helped me to really kind of get back into, as a human being, how do I become more efficient? I'm currently the healthiest I've ever been. I do want to do one more jump at the very least. I really do enjoy my current health, and I think Rolfing has really helped me to obtain the level of health that I have now. Really think about how can I maximize my ability as a human being versus just performance, which is sometimes I feel so results-oriented, you sacrifice a lot for a little. I do feel that kind of this process that I've gone through, and Rolfing, which I do feel every athlete should undergo, really, if only to have another way in which to view your body when you're usually having chronic issues, especially if it's something that hasn't been remedied. How do you then change the way in which you think to actually affect a different outcome?